Yo, what's going on, y'all? I'm Cavell Anderson, and we're back with another VeVe and Ecomi video. In this one, I'm not sure if this is going to be necessarily a negative or a positive video as of yet. I'm just going to speak on a few topics, a few of my thoughts when it comes down to VeVe and where we're going, the direction and stuff like that, and just tell you all what I think about some things going on. So it's probably going to be a mixture of both. At this point in time, I'm really just speaking from the perspective of understanding where we were promised to go, seeing where we are, and also understanding where other projects in the space are going and where VeVe needs to be in order to compete. And I think that at this current point in time, it's so taboo for people to actually acknowledge things that VeVe needs to improve, areas that VeVe needs to improve in. And this because it's the bear market. So many people are down. It's like people are not doing very well right now. So people can't bear hearing negative things, not realizing that just because you can't stomach negativity at a time like this is when it needs to be addressed most, because at the end of the day, if these negative aspects of VeVe aren't taken care of, this is going to prevent other people from onboarding into the project. There's always going to be people flooding VeVe. There's always going to be people talking about these negative things because they exist. You can only talk about things like, you can't talk about stuff like no cash out. And when was the last time you seen people flooding that? Well, outside of the, you know, the wire or whatever going down, all that different stuff. But you can't FUD something that does not exist. And this is the aspect people aren't understanding. And I think that when we ask for like updates of the vision, I don't know how many people, when you all got onboarded into the project, if you got here when Disney came out and stuff like that, you're late. Like you're more late into the project. Like, I'm talking about those of us who initially invested before Disney, before when we had Kripkins. Like, Batman was the highest IP on the platform. We had Batman and Kripkins. Like that's really what we had. Like, those of us, we were promised certain things and we had our convictions and stuff in this project because of certain things. Now, that's what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about the promise of Ready Player One, because that's what we were promised. That's what came from the team. People out here thinking that, oh, Cavell made up the Ready Player One. Cavell is the one making all these Ready Player One videos. No, that came directly from the team. I didn't know what Ready Player One was, and this is what people don't realize. I had no idea what Ready Player One was. I'd never watched it before. Then I heard about it. I heard them say we're trying to build Ready Player One. And then I'm like, what the heck is Ready Player One? And why is people talking about it like it's a big deal? I then go and watched Ready Player One, got hyped, and I'm like, yo, this is what they're trying to do. And then Dan was talking about Batman is going to be running around scaling walls. They already have the Batman IP. They have Powerpuff Girls. You start putting pieces together based off of the stuff that the team was saying at that point in time. Obviously, the team does not say a lot of the same things, and this is why you have someone like me who was sold a promise at the beginning of the project, and I want to know if the vision still aligns with what was promised then at that point in time. Because when it comes down to the VeVeverse and what it's going to be, we were also promised the VeVeverse, like, what, 2 years ago? We were promised the VeVeverse 2 years ago. At least something, some aspect of the VeVeverse 2 years ago. So for us to be getting promised things and it's still not here 2 years later, I don't think that is too much to ask. Yo, is that still in the plans? I'm not asking you to deliver the VeVeverse tomorrow. I don't care when you deliver the VeVeverse. I just want the security and knowing that your goal for the VeVeverse is still the same. Are you still attempting to build Ready Player One? Is that what this is about? Are we still going to see Batman or, you know, other IP scaling walls in the VeVeverse? Can we eventually see Spider-Man swinging around the VeVeverse? Is that the goal? Is this still the goal? Is this still the objective? Is Ready Player One still what we're shooting for? I want to know, is that what we're shooting for? Or have you all been a little bit more educated on the space and you've come to a conclusion that that's probably not going to be possible for VeVe? And I don't think questions like this are necessarily harmful. I think that it's great, because either the answer is yes, we're still going for this, or it's no, and now the community can regulate and manage expectations a lot more better, because we're not living off of stuff that they said 2 years ago. Now we're living in the reality of what they're planning to do now. And I think that this is why these questions are so important to be answered, because you got us who invested and who's hanging on to stuff from 2 years ago, which if the vision has changed that much, we still shouldn't be thinking in this way. And if it has changed, we should be able to reassess our investment into this project and say, you know what? They're not going for Ready Player One anymore. I no longer believe in VeVe. I no longer believe in the OMI token. Like, we should have the freedom to do that if the vision that got us into this project is no longer the vision. Like, we should be able to do that. Just like whatever the new vision is, if this new vision is appealing to a new group of people, this group of people can now take over and say, we have conviction in this, we believe in this, and this is why there's so much negativity in the community. This is why there's so much negativity, there's so much uncertainty, because yeah, they give a few updates, they say a few nice things. Like, I heard the OMI token is gonna be used a little bit more in VeVe, but that's not why I invested, because the OMI token is gonna be used in VeVe. Like, that's not it. From my understanding, the OMI token was going to be so heavily integrated with VeVe, the VeVe could not manage without it. And yes, I know that VeVe has always been able to manage without the OMI token, but what we were sold is that it was going to be so heavily integrated at some point that literally you couldn't sell VeVe without them having to buy out the OMI token. Like, it was that important to the overall project. Is it still that important, or is it just another cryptocurrency that you're going to just throw in to buy stuff with in the VeVe app? Because that is also a very key thing as well, because the OMI token, the significance that they were putting on the OMI token early on, that is what created the $10 predictions and stuff like that, and all of this stuff. It was based around the stuff that they said, like, if most of the transactions was going to be done through the OMI token, and the OMI token was going to be used in a bunch of other projects, even AAA projects and stuff, like, it was a lot of stuff spoken about over the last 2 years that we haven't really had an update on, and we don't know if these are still the plans and this is still the objective for the company. I think that these are the direct questions that need to be answered. I don't care that, oh, they're going to be doing more stuff with OMI token soon. Like, okay, cool. You're going to be doing more stuff, but I don't care about what you're doing in the short term with the OMI token. I want to know if in the future it is the goal for people who don't know anything about crypto to be using the OMI token, to be paying for things with the OMI token. Like, is that even legal? Can you legally do that? Or do you have to disclose that they're buying a cryptocurrency and using it? Do they have to KYC? Like we have so much regulation and stuff that we didn't have then. Like, regulation has been cracked down on. Like, what is the updated vision? That is what's very important at this point in time. And I feel like that is something that people are so blindly, oh, I'm on the VeVe bandwagon, that you don't ask important questions. I don't care if you feel like you're more behind VeVe, more supportive of VeVe, you're more cult member than me. I don't care whatsoever how much you support VeVe. I care about the things that make me have true conviction in the project, because my convictions, if certain things that gave me my convictions are now changed and different, that means I have to reassess and refine a reason to have conviction towards the project in the first place. But if these concerns are never addressed, I just have to assume that there's a great chance that this stuff might. So when I make videos talking about, people ask me about $10 OMI, all I can say at this point is, if they do the things that they were promised, if they do the things that they promised that they were going to do, yeah, but we don't know if they can, if it's possible, if it's legal. Like, we don't know that everyone who gets into this project is going to have to use the OMI token at one point. We don't know that. Is it just going to be an option to, like, that's like going to a store and it's an option to pay with PayPal. A lot of people aren't going to stores and taking advantage of that paying with PayPal option. People are using credit cards, people are using cash. Like, if it's just enough, if it's that, OMI could literally be that PayPal option that no one uses. It's like, is the OMI token going to $10 at that point? Yeah, maybe like 50 or 100 years, but what good is that gonna do me? Like, if it's something that's literally insignificant, but it's just there, and it's one of the things that's not gonna be used or promoted, or it's like, yeah, that's when it becomes unrealistic. Like, what the OMI token was really sold as is the key to everything. Like just really, everyone's gonna be using the OMI token. Not only is it gonna be running the VeVeverse, the metaverse, and all this, it's going to be on other projects as well. So it's going to be VeVe, which is going to be this mega metaverse with hundreds of millions of people on it, and that's all going to be burning the OMI token. And then it's going to be other projects on top of these hundreds of millions of people in just VeVe. There's going to be other projects burning the OMI token as well. That is what was sold. That is the vision that was sold to us at the beginning. And I feel like, yeah, like it's not unrealistic to ask for updates on this stuff. And when people ask questions, it's like they get attacked by the community. Oh, you don't have conviction. You said you were going to be here for 10 years, yet you're questioning them in year 2. Like, it's like having conviction for 10 years. I have conviction in where they said that we were going. Me asking them, yo, are we still on course to be going in the same direction? That doesn't mean that I've lost conviction. That means that I'm smart enough not to be on a ship and not know that it's still going in the same direction that it was going in when I jumped on this ship. The issue with y'all is the captain done did 360s. He done did 180s. This man done went and took a trip over there, came back this way. Like, we done been on so many different courses over these last 2 years, and people just, okay, like, people like, I guess we're still heading in the same direction. We're still heading in the direction that got me on. It's like, you're just going to blindly think that after all these twists and turns, we're heading in the same direction. I'm just not that naive. I'm not that naive to do that. I'm not going to have blind faith in anything. I need reassurances that we're still, the plan is still the same. Because if the plan has changed and you're not updating people on the fact that certain plans have changed, that means I have to question your integrity at this point in time as well. Like, are you a man of your word? Can you be trusted? Because this is what's important to me too. I have a lot of trust in the team. And also there's things that's going on that makes me question certain trust in people. Like, you have the team getting exposed for selling behind the scenes to whales. And granted, they can do what they want to do, which is the thing that everyone clings to, but they're selling under the table. You have people pumping up the OMI token and then selling their OMI tokens behind the scenes. It's like, and don't get it twisted. The team has an excessive amount of OMI tokens. So I'm not mad at you taking profits and stuff like that, but that's damn near insider trading. Like in my opinion, that looks a lot like insider trading. If you know that you're about to announce something big for the OMI token, then once you make that announcement, you sell while everyone else is buying. That's sketch. And it's very, very sketch. So it's just a lot of weird things going on within the project behind the scenes and stuff that's coming to light that I think needs answers. And I feel like this community wants to, like, the thing is, how people are diverting now is the fact that other people are invested other places and stuff like that. So when you bring up a valid point, now they're going to say, oh, what is Quid doing? It's like, I don't give a shit what Quid, this is not a Quid comparison. Every time, like, stop comparing to another project. Like, stop comparing. Address the issues with VeVe. I don't want you to continue using other projects as the scapegoat. Have some balls and address the questions that's being asked. Like, stop sitting here trying to divert the conversation. Oh, he's with Quid now. He's being paid to say that. He's being paid. No, I invested in this project. I have committed my channel. I have committed myself to this project for a reason. So you can sit here and spin all type of stupid narratives. And if you're an idiot in this community and you want to believe it, that's perfectly fine. You can be stupid enough to believe it. But I have valid concerns for my primary investment. And I want my concerns addressed, regardless of if people are stupid enough to be so. And if you're on a ship and you don't know what direction you're going in, you're probably stupid enough to believe some shit like I can be paid to say something. So I'm not even offended. You're on a ship going in a random direction. Shit's looking shaky. Like, it's an iceberg over here. While we're watching the Titanic and shit, and you're just like, oh, nothing's gonna go wrong here. It's like, yo, it's a lot of people stupid enough to not be worried in these different type of circumstances. But I'm gonna ask some questions. I'm gonna be like, yo, we watching Titanic right now. You see that iceberg, right? You got a plan for how we not gonna get Titanic right now, right? Like, I'm gonna ask. Like, that's just me. I'm gonna ask. I'm not gonna be on a ship thinking, I'm gonna make sure you see that iceberg. I'm not trying to be Jack out here. Nah, I'm good. I'm good. Like, I'm okay. But yeah, and then like, the whole situation with David Yu talking about like the interoperability thing, the whole thing with David Yu going into, not David Yu, I don't know who did it, but VeVe went into someone's account and took their collectible. And yes, VeVe made a mistake, but not understanding or not sticking to the rules of Web3. And don't get it twisted, this happened before. Like I said, I get it. But the fact that David Yu is running around making it seem like, oh, you need to take a chill pill. Like, is this still a Web3 company? Because if you're, and then creating this whole Web 2.5, I mean, if you're going to create your own, and me, y'all know me out of everyone, I have never cared about literally catering to the Web3 side. I didn't think that it was needed. I think that VeVe was going to be so dominant that people were going to get on board of VeVe regardless of what it does. This was my mindset of VeVe. But the reality is now there's a bunch of other competitors coming out with IP. You can have the same IP on other projects and stuff now. Now VeVe isn't this unicorn project anymore. There's all the stuff that's on VeVe can be found other places now, and Spatial has a lot of the stuff for free. It's like there's a lot of stuff to be concerned with now. And yeah, it's a lot more things to worry about where VeVe isn't just some powerhouse anymore. Like VeVe is ahead in the space still. VeVe is still in the lead in my opinion. And like any project similar to VeVe is like very, very much far behind, but they're picking up steam. And we're gonna start seeing more and more projects looking like that they can compete with VeVe. So that is my concern. I want some of this stuff addressed. But let me know what you all think in the comment section down below, man. I'll be back making more and more videos. I'll be making some more videos addressing some of the things that I see going on. I am going to have some videos addressing some of the negative stuff. Like I said, people have been sending me a lot of stuff. I've been sent a lot of stuff that's been going on with the VeVe community. A lot of stuff that's not so bullish. And honestly, I don't go over it because I want to hear from the team. I want to hear people have a chance to speak for themselves and really say their perspective and what's going on. Because the stuff that I'm seeing, when you just look at people sending you data and sending you the fact that people have been pumping stuff, selling behind the scenes, all types of stuff, it just looks bad. So yeah, I mean, I would like to give people a chance to speak for themselves, but people don't ask the right questions in this community. And the community is so soft that nobody's out here asking the questions, yo, why are you pumping something and then selling it? Like, is that even legal? Like why is no one out here got the balls to ask about your own investment? Like, this is the stuff that bothers me. And then when I do it, you want to bring up quid. I just sit here, shut up, and if y'all get screwed, let you. Like, I'm playing with house money at this point. It's common knowledge I cashed out. It's common, like, all the money that I got left in VeVe, it's literally house money at this point. I invested 3 bands. That was my investment, and I withdrew a hell of a lot more than that. So it's like, I'm cool. Like, I still got I got a substantial amount of money in VeVe still, but a loss ain't a loss for me. So I don't have to bring it up. If I'm just going to get attacked anytime I bring up something, I don't have to do it. Like, I can just let the shit happen. Let the shit keep coming out, worrying the community. Everybody then start messaging me, oh, talk about this, I was just trying to. Then I got attacked for it. But anyway, let me know what y'all think in the comment section down below. Drop that thumbs up, subscribe, turn on notifications, and I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. Peace out, fam.